So in the previous videos, once or twice, I mentioned there are some interesting ideas in the Vedas. So in this video, as I told you, the ideas are far too many, but at least we will get to see a few of them. Basically, the Vedas form the foundation for Sanatana Dharma, which is considered as the ultimate reference for every aspect of living in India. Details about performing several rituals to propitiate the Devatas form a major component, which I talked about when I talked about Brahmanas and all those things. There are also prayers for prosperity and peace in the Vedas, and what is distinctive about them is these prayers are invariably including all living organisms in the universe, not just the mankind. So the prayers are made for everyone. Everybody must peacefully coexist. That's the kind of message that you see whenever you see prayers. There are several other issues inquiring into the origin of the universe and the human beings, intricate relationship with the nature. There are a few suktas which actually talk about them and reflect on what is this nature, what is our relationship, and things of that kind. Reflecting on some observed celestial happenings leading to some astronomical insights, such kind of messages are there. There are suktas which talk about marriage, health and wellness. There are also larger questions such as our purpose in life, which are addressed in this part of the Vedas. Many methods of inquiring into all these subjects are also to be found. So, it is really a large, diverse repository of very different ideas and so on. So what we will do is we will specifically look at a few of them. I will show some messages in the Rig Veda Samhita, and let me just show you a few of them. I have taken four broad headers to sort of talk. First thing is peaceful coexistence. That could be one broad theme on which we can see. For example, we see prayers to bless two-legged, four-legged, if I have to use the Sanskrit word Ashtapati, Navapati, like that. Ashtapati is eight-legged and so on. So Ashtapati, Navapati, they are also there. So prayers to bless the two-legged, which are human beings, four-legged, which are the animals, creatures with bless all these with peace and prosperity. Then there are prayers which is peace and prosperity for not just the earth. It is also for the interspace and the space above. Such kind of mantras are also one can see often. So such kind of mantras or messages are there. The second one, if you may, is societal values. I have just taken two mantras here from Rig Veda. Ekam sat vipraha bahuda vadanti. I mean, the truth is one, but knowledgeable people actually articulate it very differently. I mean, if you believe in this mantra, there cannot be no fight among religions, because that's what it is saying. Different people have different ways of understanding the truth. The truth is one. Vipraha bahuda vadanti. They talk very differently and so on. Then look at this mantra. It says, Ano badraha kratavo yantu vishwataha. Let noble thoughts come from everywhere. From everywhere let me get noble thoughts and so on. So these kinds of messages are also there. The third one is the origin of universe. I started this entire module on Vedic corpus with the first two mantras of Nasadiya Sukta, if you remember. So that comes from the 10th mandala, 129th Sukta. In the same 10th mandala, you have two more. The Hiranyagarbha Sukta is there, about I think 12-13 mantras there, which also talks about some issues of origin of the universe. Purusha Sukta also has origin of the universe and the other living beings and so on. So all these are also to be found quite often in these kinds of Vedic corpus. And of course there are a lot of worldly things. Atharva Veda actually has a lot of stuff which deals with things which are now and here rather than hereafter. Atharva Veda is particularly focusing on many things for us to make sense now. So therefore, we will look at what Atharva Veda has. Also, we will look at in a little detail. Now, here is a table which you see here, and this is a thematic classification of the ideas presented in Atharva Veda. As you see here, actually there are some themes which are indicated here. Baishajyani, Bhaishaja means medicine. So it has set of mantras which are related to medicine and diseases and so on. Then you have Ayushyani, mantras for long life. You have Paushtikani, mantras to be recited at the time of ploughing the field, on the occasion of house construction, etc., while exercising some commercial transactions. So there are mantras for that. Then there are Prayaschitani, mantras which do away with bad and inauspicious matters that we might encounter in life and so on. Then Stri Karmani, mantras exclusively related to the life of women folk in terms of marriage, love, child welfare, etc., etc. Rajakarmani, there are political notions of the Vedic times, these mantras indicate that. And Brahmanyani, mantras on philosophical speculations of Atharva Veda. So what you find in Atharva Veda are mantras for now, for many things that we want to actually engage ourselves now in terms of what we are doing and those kinds of issues. Then you have look at the Upanishads. Upanishads is another nice collection. So I have just taken 4 Upanishads. The Prashna Upanishad is typically 6 questions actually. Prashna Upanishad is students who ask, 6 students go to a guru and ask 6 different types of questions, and so progressively the questions become sophisticated and the guru gives answers. That's how the entire Upanishad is organized. You have Kathopanishad, in which a young boy by name Nachiketas, it talks about his journey to know the ultimate truth about death and immortality. It's a very nice, there's a nice story at the beginning of the Upanishad. From then on it goes on to deeply inquire about death and immortality and so on. You have Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Brihad means big. Aranya is forest. This is like a huge forest. It's a very huge Upanishad. It has a variety of interesting conversations and anecdotes and so on. But one notable thing about that is the beautiful conversation between King Janaka and Yajnavalkya, which is part of this Upanishad. Then you have Mundaka Upanishad, our Indian emblem Satyameva Jayate is actually mentioned there. Mundaka Upanishad talks about what is called Paravidya and Aparavidya, what is ultimate knowledge and what is relative knowledge, if I have to approximately use a word like that. So it describes about these kinds of things. So each Upanishad has such kind of very interesting ideas, and that's the other part of it. If you take Taittiriya Upanishad, there is Taittiriya Upanishad has 3 chapters, and in the first chapter there is a famous what you may call it as convocation address. As the students pass out of the Gurukula, the Guru gives a set of advices, and there are certain ideas in that which I have pictorially portrayed here. There are advices on one's own mode of living with reference to the society and oneself. There are mantras like Satyam Dharma Chara Dharmam, Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava. All those are part of that actually. How do you handle your guests? How do you treat your father and mother and the teacher and so on? That's what it is. Regulating one's relationship with the previous generation and the present elders, some ideas. As I told you, relationship with oneself and one's teachers. Attitude towards the learned and the wise in the society. Some advices are given to that also. Then there is a beautiful section, portion which talks about giving. It says Shraddhaya Deyam, Ashraddhaya Deyam, Hriya Deyam, Biya Deyam, Samvida Deyam. How do you give? Those ideas are being described there. And then we may encounter a lot of doubts. So how do we what is the remedy for doubts regarding one's own duty and conduct in life? And also, when we have doubts regarding the relationship with others, falsely accused in the world and so on, how do you handle? So the Guru gives a set of ideas to the student and help the student lead a very good life. So these are some of the simple quick illustration of what kind of messages you can see in the Vedas. As I told you, they are vast, very varied, diverse. Just to get a sense of it, we saw a few of them here. Now what we will do is we will move on and understand what is called Vedangas also. In order to understand Vedas, you need some auxiliary things. That is called Vedanga. From the next video, we will see such ideas.